Yet another edition of the HK8 conversation. Of course, this is a program that is brought to you by the Citizens First with sponsorship from the Friends of HK. Every other Tuesday in the evening like this one, we get to come to you and we discuss different topics. In short, we get to bridge that gap between you as the electorate as well as the Citizens First as a political party that is giving an alternative route in relation to the political space. Like we always do, we get to come with different guests. And today, we are privileged to have the leader of the Citizens First, who is in the name of Honorable Harry Kalaba. He is here to discuss some of the pertinent issues, national issues, of course. Make sure that you sit back and enjoy the ride at a given point in time, because we need feedback from you as the viewers. The number that is showing on the screen is the number that you'll be calling and texting us on so that we can interact in that regard. President Kalaba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, my brother, and thank you for having me here again. I've been longing to return to the place where things are happening. But it can only be on KBN.
Oh, thank you very much. How are the masses receiving the message of our Citizens First before we even get in the interview?
I know. I am happy to report that our people out there are receiving our message of hope, our message of unity, our message of liberation with a very positive attitude.
Okay.
I think Zambia has reached a certain threshold where change is inevitable. And so our people out there are really paying attention to what we are saying and doing.
Okay.
And I'm glad to report that the Citizens First is firmly anchored on that, and we are firmly hopeful that all will be well.
Thank you very much. Now, talking about all being well, one other thing, if you haven't all should be well, even in the opposition. I remember in one of the newspapers, we saw that you made headline as you were calling for opposition unity, as you talked about being ready to work with anyone who is willing to put the interest of the Zambian people ahead. Tuebeniko, how much are you doing more background in making sure that you get to contribute positively to make sure that as the opposition, you unite ahead of the polls?
We are doing everything possible within our powers as Citizens First to ensure that opposition unity is a must. Look, we have gone around the country.
Okay.
Abantu konsefe kutuleyo kwingwa itoba kutira bombere pamwe n'abanenu pantu imingalato y'abaneso aba UPND yakwangalirako. Utatule fayo kulira mutule. Pa 13th August kutira muneni kanshinga twali umfile fale tuwe abantu. So if we have Citizens First, not to have an opposition, kutila 20 babirite mwenso. Abasungu balanda ati, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. So for us now, we believe that this is the time for us to go far. We are not only seeking to participate in the elections in August. We are seeking to win these elections.
Okay.
And if winning these elections involves concessions, the Citizens First is available. That's why we are talking to our colleagues in the opposition. Please come. Let's work together. If it means Kalaba not being president because of the same unity, if that is the price we'll pay, so be it. But for now, what we need is to hold hands. And I'm happy that we are having talks with our colleagues. We are having very fruitful deliberations.
Okay.
And I pray to God that we keep on holding hands so that we can steer the country to where it should be. My worry, your worry should be, what happens to us if UPND na win my elections? Mukabeya amachushi muri kino cyalo uzatwatala munapo.
Okay.
Abantu besu already bale chuchutika. Load shedding ida yapuyile. Ikabwela after my elections abanga bali winini. Yalo kabi utumwa na fenefe twaikala isha nchito takuwa aba ifyo bale basungire ama farmers tefe bakaunda nangola ba mwana wasa na mfe bashala ma leaders tefe basungire ama farmers ifi kuti mwamona shibuli mefi ale chula nisha ale chula shibuli me mulando akutila na tukwate ntungulu shika itemwe tukwete ntungulu shi whose main thrust, whose main focus is themselves and not the people. This must come to an end. And if indeed it's about the people, I must die to self to allow the greater good of the people take precedence.
Okay. You've talked about 2022 and so, and you've also made mention of like if it would take concessions to win these elections. Let's talk about the citizens first, or you as the opposition forming government on the 13th of August, the people of Zambia voting for you in the opposition. We have pressing issues currently when we talk about the issue to do with fuel. When we talk about fuel security, how secure are we before we even get to what you would do? How would you describe the current situation when it comes to fuel in the country?
I think you ask a very pertinent question and something that is troubling the Zambian citizenry right now. I am told that the fuel cover the country has right now is only about 14 days, which is 2 weeks. I think that is wrong. When our colleagues came into government by UPND, batubira kutila issue ya fuel amaline takwa Kalaba.
Okay.
But how come 5 years Pabashiram government amaline eko ya chiti? And that is the biggest problem. If we ngaba citizens first turela ndokutila ichalingira okuchitika muri last 4 years niba UPND ukukula ama reserves but abasangira banawo bali kula benanga bali kulira pona yambi so that we can have more crude oil or more diesel or petrol, because them they are pumping straight through Tazama pipeline ama diesel na petrol. That wali kwete file storage tanks ifingi ngabali kulira pona fimbi at least wakata kufenda ngfe cover for a minimum of 3 months freba kaunda malechita. That's quite a problem. Why should we 62 years after independence unomwaka, why should it be that the Iraqi war ibale lumbola yambire 4 weeks ago? Why should we start feeling the effect of the Iraqi war just apapene fyapa? Tapala apana 4 weeks tayela kumana 4 weeks elo yakumana fe at you are even feeling the effects of the Iraqi war. If you remember, my brother, elo aba nesu bali mu opposition abe nemale tuteka lelo kwa li hange achitike mu PF idanchita elo kwa li drought elo kwa li drought ababa nesu bali ebere chalo chonse utila iyo na nkunga ba drought tete mukano kwata amataba nangolo ubungo obwingi because mufire mule chita plan. Ngabena nishi balefu ila tuchita understand lelo ukutila tuambo ukutantamina diesel pamulandu wakutila kuli Iraqi war, so we should just understand twakana apa liyo butongolushi. That is why bakaunda bapangire Indian refinery elo bakaunda bapangire Indian refinery bakaunda balishibe ukutila inshiku tasichela mumo. Today it might be sunny or hot as it is becoming hot now, but tomorrow it might be cold. So why don't we preserve or plan the country for a rainy day? That's why bakaunda bapangire Indian refinery and the idea quite nani cover for about 3 months.
You've mentioned Indeni, Mr. President. Shema benefits inshi aya di muri Indeni refinery, because maybe limbi echo tumweno kwa ati tagile bomba limbi taya kwete obukumu buli bonse kuchalo chesu cha Zambia.
Indeni refinery yali kwete in fact yali separate area. Ifwenga tuwaisa mu government tukaipanga Indeni kabe refinery because tulalando kutila idia ntwanikani idia Indeni yali kwata amanani ama benefits ayengi eyo yenga tupela ifwe nga twali wikire everything in place ifo tulandira kutila turefa tukashite hydrocarbon cracker ikapanga Indeni ikabe refinery no mbelelo there's a problem. Indeni ile bomba ifo ifilo kubomba na ma benefits amle yamana because all Indeni yale bomba liquefied petroleum gas ngawayita pump crude oil modia atampo kuta separate petrol na diesel na kerosene mwale monati kwale fumana liquefied petroleum gas ine gas to one for stove
ma gas stoves.
Yes yale fumaka kwene ku Indeni kai kwa benefit ya mulando utila amanene kela atupangile imisebo ya left makola queen then, so we are not importing bitumen from outside Zambia, you know, but ilelo bitumen to start import, liquefied petroleum gas to start import. So Iran war nachanda Iraq pakutampa, it's Iran. Iran war ichitike tetimusuminishe Iran war iachitika fyapene 3 weeks 4 weeks eyo Iran ndokutira yo Zambia nomba twaingirirwa file milango kutila tatukwaitwa butungusho wafumaluka.
Okay.
Balingire bapanga ma reserves ayingi ngaba central bank efe na issue in the reserve bank but quite a cover of our economy for about 5 months minimum. Ya kutila nangu ifinfya dipende muchalo, this economy will start running, it can run for 5 months, but nishama borders jonse mwalisa, but there'll be currencies exchanging and shani 5 months bali kwata ma reserves.
Okay.
But if what wasango kutila ku fuel energy sector, if we have at the epicenter of economic growth kwete for 2 weeks Iran war ya iseyo na diesel yambo kushota, I think chemilango kutila aba nesu na abafirwa elo apa koma ila nondo nishipali ubulema elo ukufirwa nifine bafirwa tafichila apa katu walipangile mistake ya kubapela na kabili aba nesu aba mwapela another 5 years nishini munshishi mule itwala pantu ale ya buluma tairia nga yakulya nishibulu ya bobe pantu na mmono kutila ubunga bali miebere kutila bukabwaita bwabwela namo bali miebere mutila mwema youthi nga bayisama shanchito mukengila tamwa ingila if tulefu okubomba ponga ba citizens first because twalisho kutila nga mwaya kopa belt abana abanono balefuma mukitwe balefuma muchingola balefuma muchira bombwe bale ku northwestern province mufumbwe mukupala god ulaba mukufa ya god kulya kabiri mwa bakonka mulando wa mulomo wenu mwa bakonka kwa kwine bali kulati yo ine god mulepa tangweta ma papers efye ba Senegal bachitire efye bagana bachitire tabata mfisha abantu babolo bali mukwimba ira mule itati illegal god efye bachitira kuti bali betire ikale ni panshi pantu ubuteko nina fumba ifatitira abana bonse bali beti no kube kutira imwe mule imbe fita mkoja ma papers 1 ero 2 tamushibe ama safety measures ulumule imba twamiletela ababa neno amifunde elo kayimwe twamipenda mukwete firi ndi pesa na pesa okay bala apima ba surveyor bamipere ama artisanal licenses.
Okay.
Efyo twala achitanga twasa mu government bali abaleta mfya kwaliti ni mbutushe muchalo chirisha bali bamufa ma mines tulefu abali abene nabo bakekale konga abantu teyapopeka nga mwamona efyo I government ile sunga fe na bashimaini nishi machine operator ule bomba palu mwana machine operator ule bomba mukansanshi nisha folele ndela machine no uchila machine operator munankwe uli ukolwezi mu DRC Congo pantu fe nishi skill fe imoine batu wesu wale fola 8000 kwacha uliowa ku Argentina kopa imoine ale fola $8,000 ngati waisa mu government this year tulefu abashimaini bakeshibe ukutira chine muchalo pafu abantu pashala abantu pantu ngamati momone mining efuilo kutupele shanchito eshingi mining efuilo kutupela ubunonshi muli chino chalo.
Okay.
But tafire mwone kefi, and that's the problem that we have.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We would also love to get feedback from the people. I'm sure we've had a number of episodes here with the Citizens First, and right now we want to put our focus now getting feedback from you, our viewers. Remember that as you call, be civil, do not promote violence, do not character assassinate, and make sure that you get to be brief enough so that we can accommodate as many calls as possible. So the number that is showing on the screen is the number that gets you through, and we have our first caller on the line. Hello caller, good evening, you're live on KBN TV.
Chonglo mkwaiba Andrew.
Mkwai barishani bena.
Mkwaiba President at Kalaba mwabombeni mkwaitata.
Mkwai mwabombeni mkwaiba letu mina kuisa.
Ndetu mina munumu Lusaka. Elo ndefo achana mbwanu kumitasha
wa kwa mashina mkwai?
Mashina yandi nebo Matthew.
Okay. Tuwakonga na
mina munumu Lusaka. Mkwai. Ndefo kutasha wa President Palu bali pasenda especially kufintu ifyo fyala na ule mioyo simuno Zambia, especially to the economy, when we see that our economy, it has been nailed and it is kneeling down.
Okay.
Whenever where you have that energy, that is the assurance that the economy, it is kneeling down.
Okay.
I remember very well, it is just, is it 3 to 4 months, by HH, bachinja permanent secretary, kuwanando kweba tiyo, nekupelo ichichifulo kweba ti muchinji ama monthly adjustments. But if you think to tatule mono kwa tiaba implemented, takuwa wako mwika na kwa tikupilisha mchalo, ukoko mutila mweshi mpile mwapanga ama adjustments. Ndo mwine mwachirandila wakateka, indeni ile lopo baishila, ile lo tualikilo kobati ngaivi kayambo kubombo kobati tukwata enough reserve. Muno Mozambique tukwetefe abantu abano only 20 million. Now if you would take over lefilo abantu abali 5 million, maybe eba lenche or maybe eba kwete kwenye oto katilefilo kwata ama reserve for just few population of this country. Kusondra kwa kwebati ababantu n'abafilwa tapore kwebale tutwala ito tilefo aba president Kalaba tuwapapa tuwafueni muri kusala tuleta twala misala ifwe because natu monoko batubutongolo shwenu wala leta Zambia po ifile kuba na totela.
Okay, tuwatasha mkwai as we accommodate another caller. Hello caller, good evening. You're live on KBN TV.
Good evening. How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
Are you
Who do we have on the line?
You have Lungu Aliki on the line.
Okay, Mr. Alik mule tumira kuisa.
Yeah, I'm calling you within Lusaka.
Okay, yes, please, you can go ahead and make sure that you get to be brief enough.
Good evening, President Kalaba.
Good evening, sir, and how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
I have been following you, President Kalaba, for some time now. The programs that you normally hold this time at KBN. I have been checking and ticking your words against what is happening. And it is true, it is not that you are on the right track. And what you are saying, every Zambian is able to say, okay, this person is saying something that makes sense. I would want to just point something that you said about electricity, and it took them so long to realize that for them to realize to start doing it. So what I'm trying to say this evening is that continue what you are doing. Zambians are ticking, and for now we all want to see who is the best. And I think by now you are the choice of the candidate.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alik, for coming through.
Thank you.
Great. Well, you can actually do the same. The number that is showing on the screen is the number that actually gets you through to this particular program. Remember that as you come, mwabwesha ko volume ku TV so that wachita interact phone na phone, because technology is not going to allow us to have a conversation ngamulefu amule kutika ku TV. Call the number that is showing on the screen. Hello, good evening. You're live on the program.
Good evening.
Ronevo Sirungwe ndetumina kuna konde.
Sirungwe kuna konde kulishani.
Amutende bakalaba nensala fyeshupire kuno bakalaba mwa chungulo mkwai.
Ichungulo mkwai mwabombeni wa Sirunga ilimu wachule ni kuna konde oko.
Mkwai kuno ensala na esha bakateka baisa kuno sedi balande kwa tebalatu wanchi akwendisebo. Abo bali sikize baliranda simbi setu wale chita expect chichi bakateka baisa mkwisira bode balalanda kuna pamisebo 00. Ifwe kuno tuli na imwe bakalaba bombe shenifye. We are very much behind you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. Great. Well, the number is still the same. We're going to accommodate another call, then we get a reaction from the president. Remember that this program is brought to you by the Citizens First, and we're now accommodating your calls on the number that is showing on the screen. Call that number, then we're going to interacting. And I'm going to make sure if you have anything that you would love to ask or any contribution that you have, now is the time. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on the program.
Ichunguro mkwai bandu.
Mkwai ngabalinda shani.
Mkwai twalinda so ina chunguro mkwai bakateka.
Ichungulo mkwai kabili mwabombeni.
tibatera kwa ina kuntwale tumina
ine mkwai ne womulenga Jonathan
emkwai bamulenga ndikwisa mule tumina
pamkwai nde tumina ni kunselenge kuno
okay tiba konga
bamulenga na dotela mkwai iyo mwe ntungurushiba hali Kalaba tule mikonkatana na urapura province lonse tule kupika mkwai so mule sotatana amashuwe mule tukoseleshana machusho turepitamo nimwe bomwe waletu afuisha no kupere nkosho kupira ubushikubumo tukakwata kateka wewe katulandirako ichine tule milombo kya mupitirishe mukonkanye koso kubomba nga twalosha pali fiwe olero tabalatiwa kwefirikyonse iyo tapali povo twapokerera ku buteko nero filimo batirero imwecho mule chitacha kutwilula amano tukwebe na Zambia bakweba tuinga tale ntunguru shiule sa 13 August iringiro okuva mu state house nga imwe
right
retotela pali chika epitirisheni fwe na manzana bena lwapula lonze na twikala kunu mano kumisera no kumepera support tuleba na imwe ifwe twatotela mkwa epitirisheni mu ntunguru
twatesha mkwai and of course I think we can now get a reaction from the president. Mr. President, we've had so far about 4 calls. We had Matthew, we had Alik, and of course we had another call that came from is it Nakonde talking about roads?
Silongwe.
Yes. Let's get your reaction towards these calls, Mr. President.
First of all, I want to say thank you very much to our colleagues for taking time to call this evening. But also I want to thank them for the niceties they have lavished on me.
Okay.
And the hope and confidence that they have expressed in what we are doing as Citizens First. Again, I want to just reiterate the fact that we will continue representing the interests of our people. And we will continue ensuring that, again, we hold hands with our colleagues in the opposition. This is not a fight for one man. This is a fight for all of us to be together.
Okay.
So thank you very much for the encouragement, and I take note of the fact that we will need to even work harder because the levels of confidence which they have expressed are very high. We will not let them down.
Okay.
So konshoko mletu mfuire kwa Afrika matamba ya KBN twatotela mkwaya, and we are grateful for the confidence that you have expressed in what we are doing.
Okay. Ikintu chimbibalandire po cha misewabena Nakonde. I'm sure pakuti basabalande palicho nicho limina bamono kwa ati naba michetekero kali mbimo kutimwa batwali misewabena Nakonde.
Ichinkafya bya Nakonde bailekeshiwa ku misebo. Because kama tumwe Nakonde ni border town. Kama manama border towns ya nalikote shuko daka ku China. Elo nasanga kutiyela ku China. Kwali baida border town ya ba Shenzhen. It's a border town which faces ba Hong Kong. Imisebo ama industry ni full. So a place like Nakonde utwala some government. Eko abena Tanzania bafure bale mwena. Ukutila bena Zambia bali ba serious no byantanshi. Ni Nakonde. Nomba mwafuma mu Tanzania mwachwe emisebo shalondoloka. Mwaisa mu Zambia lo lukungulule emilolela. Nama shokisi ya shere kwa ya nono ngama ile mkoda ama motoka yenu yapwila mu Nakonde nishimuli yakwisa elo Nakonde techo cheka. Nakonde is an industrial place. Nakonde is an agricultural place. Abene Nakonde omushile saba pela kuti bali mafechiri chonse nokula kuchakula.
Okay.
But baya mulya bakateka besu nangola ba UPND baya mulya ama politics feka ikachira bushiko ulutwala isa tulefu abya Nakonde abakosa kumirimu abya Nakonde abe nabayipelesha tubafuirishe twazamya pantanshi.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think we can accommodate another batch of phone calls. The number is still the same. That very number that is showing on the screen is the number that gets you through here. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on the program.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you. You can give us your name and where you're calling us from this evening.
Okay, this is Mvula from Livingstone.
Mr. Mvula from Livingstone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Mvula, you can go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. President Kalaba.
How are you, Mr. Mvula, and how is Kwali Vingi?
Yeah, Livingstone, you are so much good, and we really need Mr. President Kalaba.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yes, sir. Mr. President Kalaba, we've been following you in Livingstone. We are couple of people who have been following you very well, and the way you articulate things, and what you've spoken about the energy and the fuel sectors, they are so very much implicatable. Because even when you come in power, we believe to say we are going to implement them. Rather than with these lies we've been hearing from these people here, the current regime, everything is just, it doesn't make sense. Whatever they say doesn't happen. But as here we believe in you, Mr. President, please, we are encouraging you, we are behind you, we rally behind you in Livingstone, and we are waiting for you. Please come here and see us. We want to see you. We are behind you, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. It's nice knowing that Livingstone is actually following us. You can actually do the same wherever you are. If you are on Facebook, please drop us a comment, and of course, we're going to be more than glad to be on the other side of the line to interact with you. Pick up the phone. The number that is showing on the screen is the number that gets you through to this particular program as we get to interact. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on the program.
Good evening, Mr. Andrew. Good evening, Excellence President Kalaba.
Good evening. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am.
This is Mwansa calling from Chikola.
Okay. Kulishan kuchikola ba Mwansa.
Awe kwena kulifia bwino. Ibingota kuli bwino ngomwande faido kulando mu defo kutotera festival Kalaba nali mwene uyu mulando watoneni wa uyu na mayo. Bato beri amabwe bali kwato kulanda po. Ikyakutotera okwe batintunguru shinayi kwa test mwiko na abantu boirefo okuteka.
Alright.
Twatotera sana ba President Kalaba bakwato kubamo n'olubali. Kutya pulina mayo bapolerera amaboko kalumbira nali mona mwalirandirepo ng'omikonka kukingola.
Okay.
Emkwa ekintu kyondefo okutotera ku President Kalaba kyakweba okwebati okulanda kwena abalelanda natwebe na kyalo tuleba omfwa. Lero kairi tuleba kona abanesu kwebati kateka nayiso winga lubule ekyalo kya Zambia. Ndefo okubasita encourage tubera umfo obubi kuri abantu balefo kubanga kwatira emota balemonekela nyangula bale batutikisha muri fimbisi kyashala mubero okwe bakala mule umfo wa President
Nde umfo mkama
kingola ile mi umfwa ero kingola ina imwe kuno kuchingola tulekonka mupalwa energy fo mwelo dolola mwari blame 24 wa economy mwari lande sinti fya kwa tino Zambia ngaya kwete ntungurungishinga imwe kutwa yapantanshi ine n'abanandi na monse mukikolo mu mukabundi monosi monse omunatwikata n'okulanda okwe Kalaba kati mutungirire ero tulefo okumikoselesha mwelele enuma kairi pitirisheni mwelesa nami biko kusalubula bena chingola na Zambia yonse mkwai
Twatesha mkwaya bena kopara kwa cha mkwaya mule umfa.
Natasha mkwai.
Thank you very much. Of course, you can actually do the same. That was a call from the Copper Belt in Chingola, to be precise. You can actually do the same. Pick up that phone and dial the number that is on the screen, and then we're going to be on the other side of the line to just have an interaction with you. And if you're just tuning in, this is a program that is brought to you by the Citizens First, and of course with support from the friends of President Kalaba. It comes on your screens every other Tuesday immediately after the news. As we always do, we get to look at different topics, and this program is aimed at telling you what the Citizens First is going to do for you as an electorate if given the mantle to rule Zambia on the 13th of August this year, 2026. And we have another caller on the line. Hi caller, good evening. You are live on KBN TV.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, thank you. Mleo mfika kwa dina mulala kana besa. Tabula ila sana buke. Nimo vana nikaini kusamletu mina.
Yari kaba boy. Kaini sala watu tira ba UPND. Chure monika kwa every time. Ta ishi loro bwala chanoro bwala ila tuenza fili monika vechimuchi nikana vi.
Okay, ni vana nini kusamletu mina.
Rogers Kafuimbi ndetu mina pakabwe.
Ba Rogers Kafuimbi atukusamletu mina.
Pakabwe.
Okay, pakabwe. Emkwai timu wako.
Pakabwe mupetso.
Okay.
Emkwai. Chantanshi totera sana kundengo kuisa pamwera. Therefore kuchita first start by appreciating President Kalaba.
Okay.
First of all, shouldn't be discouraged, because two things I want to say. number one is the unifying factor. When you look at the politics, our UPND and their policies, where everything is anchored, they are not a pro-poor government. So they have neglected a lot of people. When you look at their policies and their way of doing things, they are doing things to please foreigners. Okay? They are not a government that prioritizes their own citizens. That is why I like the name of the party, Kalaba.
Okay.
Citizens first. That in itself is a message that should bring hope to the people. So number one, Mr. Kalaba is a unifying factor for Zambia. He's the one who's going to unite. And when you look at all these presidential candidates, he is the one who can point at to say, this one is not bent on, doing revenge or trying to come and punish anyone else. Okay. These others, they are suspects, and I don't even know anyway if we will see them come up.
As you conclude?
Thank you so much. So as I conclude, and one other underlying issue I would like to address as I conclude, the idea of a nuclear power plant from President Kalaba, that is something we need to support as a nation if we have to move towards industrialization.
Yeah. All right.
Because it will enable us to have the capacity to export power. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through. Make sure that you get to be brief enough as you call. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on the program. Hello. Good evening. You're live on the program.
Mwachomatiani.
Tachoma bwino machoma bwanje.
Tachoma President Kalaba mwachomatiani.
Tachoma machoma bwanji mwanzatu.
Eno mbao Christopher ntumila kuno kuchipata kwa mishoro.
Yeo ambao.
President Kalaba se kuno kwa mishoro tukumbwa nita. Vumulabira ni vindu vakuti zingatwali noziko pasoko. Cheninga kupembe nja kupitili.
Okay, seems like network in the eastern part of Zambia is not that stable.
As is expected.
Hello?
Munimbwa.
Yes, we can get you now.
Oh yeah. Nenzokamba na kutika Kalaba se kuno kwa mishoro tukumbwerani ma programs yonse yomukamba vungweka.
Okay.
Chintu chikulu cheninga funo kuti nkambeko nchakuti sema Zambia nziromba wenye talemana tabeba na wenye. Ndipo mulabira ngati mvozo na se kuno kwa mishoro chifuna kuuza nutiti kuvotereni. Koma mkawenapo pambando tapapata please mkachite vomukaba. Kuchipata kunoze vantu wotenga munga kuti kapena tuganiza lini wakabwera wotinamija tuchita sese tutalira mulimi. Kuno seni ulime ya President Kalaba kuliye mamini, kuliye ma industry, kuliye vilivonse bana basu bakalima nulimi ndiye ulimi wamene uyo soti mpezeka kuti fertilizer okupasa ni mu December. Okupasa ni mu January, mu February fertilizer. Lomba kuti mulime tyani. Chino chaka se tilierime bwino chifukwa chakuti mbeu na fertilizer itipasa mocherwa. Ndiye tikafuta suti akatikula vamunda vamenevo kuti akatipase ndalama ni ngondo. Ulero kapo so tukupembana kuti mwe mkawerapo President Kalaba please vintu mkatuoneko se tutalira mulimi tupemba lini nganga kuti na abemba yayi ngati mwe abemba. Se tutalira mulimi kuno kuchipata.
Okay, thank you very much for coming through. Mwaingira nechi mbwe. Well, I think we're going to accommodate another 2 calls and then we're going to take a break. Then we'll come back again and do another batch, which will be the last as we get to conclude. Remember that if you're just tuning in, this is a program that is brought to you by the citizens first. And of course, it comes every other Tuesday, like today, immediately after the news. You can call the number that is showing on the screen and we are going to interact. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on the program.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you, sir. Niwana nini kuisabale tumina?
Bana mena dinzoa. Lekilina kukasempa mkwa itatano.
Mulipa kasempa tano fatibana nishina?
Mena dinzoa.
Okay, yes, Mr. Nzoa kuti mwakonkanya.
Wena tunafaa kutashasi ba President Kalaba mkwai.
Thank you, sir.
No pepo kutira ti kama Zambia zinga supporta kwa president Hari Kalaba amulandu wa kutungurusho wabo ngamwati mumo nena nguzikuro kukasempa abantu abengi aba bakonka. You know people will be talking about his goodness. Judging from the time he was the foreign affairs minister and the time he started his own political party, is the first time that you can rest assured that Kutibatungule Charo cha Zambia.
Right.
So now the Shama candidates Zambia like now you can see that he stands out to be a great leader. And who supports him and everything that he says is somebody who walks his talk. But if someone Zambia Bama politician election. So everyone is saying sweet things. But when you hear what President Kalaba said, I want to encourage him to continue and that we're going to support him. When he says what he says, you can see and that is President Hari Kalaba. So I just want to encourage him to continue. Here in Kasempa, we are behind you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Well and good. Let's get now the feedback from President Hari Kalaba. President Kalaba, seems like you've already done your homework. Calls are coming, people congratulating you, urging you. But again, there's a call that came from the eastern part of Zambia that I would want you to start on as you interact. People of eastern, someone is saying that they are tired of being lied to. They hope you will not change. What assurance are you giving the people of Eastern Province that imota mwakachinje if they voted for you?
I want to, first of all, again, as you've rightly said, I really want to say I'm flattered by the kind of remarks and support that is coming from our people out there. But I'm also encouraged that people have been following the activities that we have been carrying out as a political party. I want to say that I've taken note of the challenges of Eastern Province.
Okay.
Not only Eastern Province in terms of agriculture. Remember, Andrew, I was telling you that the challenge that this government has presented to the farmers has made our farmers look like they're a laughing stock.
Okay.
Today we have farmers who have to struggle when getting their farming inputs. Today we have farmers who have to struggle when selling their farming input, their crop. Today we have farmers who have again to struggle when getting their money, which they have worked so hard for. So a farmer is demotivated from day one up to the very last day that they are getting their monies. But I want to tell them this and give them comfort, Western Province. In Ndinemboyawan, and I want to tell you that August permanent bwera mu August. Tamvela mavuta mene mupita mu Western Province and niziba ine that imwe kunkala ku Eastern Province ni ulimi. Ku Eastern Province imwe simuzwa kupempa pempa iyai. Imwe nchito yanu kusebenza maningi na mpamvu mulinazo chamene mulibe ma farming implements vakaunda benze vanateka ziko yatu ya Zambia for 27 years chinalengesa vakaunda bankale mu power for 27 years. It's because vakaunda benze vanafaka nzelo ku ulimi.
Okay.
Today still on abantu kufaka nzelo ku ulimi maningi. That's why my farmers basta struggle. Okay. But CF bakabwela mu government na banzao mu opposition tikapanga government this August. Chamene chifunika ni ku making sure that Eastern Province yankala food basket momene enze lili kudala. Chifuko ba Eastern Province benzo desa ba Mozambique. Ba Eastern Province benzo desa ba Malawi. Ba Eastern Province benzo desa ziko yatu ya Zambia. Batirelo ivo sivioneka. Chifuko chinji, chifuko chakuti iboma yatu sinataye nzelu maningi kulimi. So isengatabwela vizachinja hivyo. Fertilizer ichokela outside Zambia. Fertilizer, yes, bazami uzana iyai bapanga fertilizer ukapiri mposhi, but fertilizer ili ukapiri mposhi Zambians are getting it at commercial value. Tifuna fertilizer yakutiliza to support FISIP program.
Okay.
Ma farmers bazambo tenga fertilizer yo kwana not yo gurisa ma 1200 ndrama zichoke kuti. Elo ino amene farming season vantu bazafutika maningi kulima. chifukwa sanatenga ndrama zawo kamsanga ndi pali problem. But isi pamene tibwera mavuto onse ataona osadandaula yamene ma policies yenze na bakaunda yo paka nzelu ku ulimi, yamene ma policies yenze na ba Chiluba, yamene ma policies yenze na ba Mwanawasa, yenze na ba Rupia Banda, ba Michael Sata, ba Edgar Lungu, yo fakila nzelu ku ulimi. Then ma policies yamene amezabo yanayo naise to make sure that my farmers but contribute to economic growth of our country, as opposed to what we're saying now.
Okay, talking about policy direction, Mr. President, we had another caller who made mention, who alleged that the current policies that we have in place are favoring more the foreigners than they are favoring the Zambian people. What assurance should the Zambian people have that the policies under your leadership will not prioritize the foreigners, or people are not going to feel like, okay, as a Zambian, I'm being sidelined and the foreigner is being prioritized?
I'll tell you that when you look at our name, Citizens First, our party front loads citizens first.
Okay.
We put our citizens at the epicenter of economic emancipation. We know that the greatest asset or the greatest resource that Zambia has is its own citizens. Okay. So we'll invest in our citizens. Yes, Zambia, it belongs to a global village. But belonging to a global village does not mean we begin feeding the children for the neighbor instead of feeding our own children. We want our own people in this country to be empowered.
Okay.
Why is it that 62 years after independence, Zambia has still not produced a billionaire? Why? That's why we have said.
Maybe tell us, Mr.
It's
President.
because we give all these big tenders, we give them to outsiders, to foreigners. That's why Zambia has got no billionaire.
Okay.
We have said, and I want to repeat this, at the expense of sounding like a broken record, we have said any contract that is $20 million and below will be a contract that will be reserved for Zambians.
That is on record, Mr. President.
That's on record. And I'm repeating it because it's critical.
Okay.
Any contract that is $20 million and anything below, no foreign company will be allowed to tender. Period.
Okay.
If we discover
Zambians will be prioritized.
Zambian 100% Zambian owned companies will be the ones to tender. Why should a road which is just about 14 kilometers road, umomuine baingira mwana Lebanese, umomuine mulika 14 mueba kulupaka iche, we want to ensure that we allow Zambians to grow capacity.
Okay.
We want Zambians to begin growing their base as opposed to what is happening now. That is one way of empowering them. Today we are talking about Aliko Dangote as one of, in fact, is the richest African guy.
Yes.
On this continent. Aliko Dangote came as a result of leaders like Olusegun Obasanjo, the president of Nigeria at that time, giving deliberate policies, allowing businessmen of that sort to do that road. Today you have got the famous Lusaka and Ndola Dual Carriageway. That road is being done under PPP. And yet, the philosophy of a PPP project is supposed to mean that the contractor should raise their own money, finance their own project, and then recoup their funds after a period of maybe 20, 25, 30 years. But now, who financed that road project? First of all, it was financed by workers' compensation, and this other one here, NAPSA. So you have NAPSA, you have workers' compensation. These are quasi-government institutions financing a project of that nature. And who do you give a contract to? You give it to an outside firm to do the road using our own monies, not when we form government. That can't happen. And before they even finish doing the road, what have you done? The toll fees are being paid, and who's collecting? It's a foreign firm, which these people should have been collecting those monies after 25 years.
Okay.
After they finish the project, sorry. But the project is still in session. They are collecting fees. They are collecting monies from NAPSA and the workers' compensation. That is wrong. Where is the Zambian there?
Have you maybe tried to follow it up and report if you see any wrong?
I don't have to
illegality there?
report. I don't have to report. There was no corruption, which I can say there was corruption done in the way the contract was awarded. My problem is the person or is the company they awarded it to. That is my problem.
Okay.
My problem is the mismanagement which is happening in regards to collection of toll fees before the project is completed. That is my program, and that's where the corruption comes in.
Okay.
When we form government, projects of that nature are exclusively reserved for Zambians, because after all, it is the workers themselves who are contributing that money who should be able to benefit through their own Zambian local contractors. But we're not doing that. This is how shy we are as a country in empowering our own people.
Okay.
We will ensure that we correct that misdemeanor. We want money to go in the hands of the Zambians. You know, I had the privilege when I was foreign minister. I went to Egypt. And I learned in Egypt that road contracts, if you have Matawa, if you have Patela, all those projects are done by the Egyptians themselves. I was shocked. I said, even buildings it's the Egyptians themselves.
Maybe
because they have their own engineers. We have engineers coming out of CBU. We have engineers coming out of UNZA, Lusaka University, Lutebem University. We have engineers coming from all these universities. And yet we are failing to trust our own engineers. Give us power this August and watch the space.
Okay. Watching the space, Mr. President, before we maybe accommodate, due to time, we accommodate the last batch of phone calls. Maybe the reason why Zambian contractors are not being prioritized. We've seen complaints that Zambian contractors are not doing a good job. What are you going to do in that regards to make sure that when you start giving these contracts, the standard of the work that is going to be done is going to be okay?
To tell you the truth, I get offended by people who look down on their own countrymen. I honestly feel very offended that we feel what is alien or what is foreign is better than what is local. I have traveled. I have had the privilege as foreign minister of this country to travel to about 93 countries. And Zambia is placed very well. What Zambia doesn't have is just leadership. We have qualified engineers in this country who can do our roads. We have qualified engineers in this country who can do our bridges. We have qualified geologists who can do our mining and manage our mines and minerals. We have got qualified people in different areas. But we fail to use them, and we are busy saying, no, Zambians, this is that they have. No. Zambians don't have that attitude. What Zambians need is to be empowered. Once you empower them, some of these people you see coming into Zambia to come and begin competing with their own contractors here, they are financed by their own governments. And they get loans at very low rates. Here, the rates, you go to the bank, look at the rates today. They are prohibitive. What we have are not even banks, these are Shylocks. Because, I mean, there is no way you can be paying 32%, 37% interest on a loan that you get. Where will your profit come from? How will you manage your business like that? And you have a government which just talks. That is going to be rectified. That will be rectified. And yet you have a government that is only interested in lining their pockets. It's only interested in doing deals themselves. By the way, we'll fix that. Because you can't have leaders interested in also doing bids. I found one UPND minister the other day who are discussing sorry my president nachelwa aleloe last day kubikama bids mu apazesco minister rushing to go and put bids. I am kutema tender. I thought a minister should have been telling me, I am sorry, I hear there's a challenge in Chawama compound. I mean, shiari lokem fulai lokele na ingila maya ndayabantu. So I'm rushing to go and see what we can do. He was rushing to go and put tender documents at vala chelo 14 hours vala isala. I said this is the problem that Zambia has. Okay. We are going to fix that. Not only that, we are also going to fix the mining sector.
Okay.
There's a lot of money we are losing in the mining sector, which we should not be losing ordinarily. Why are we still borrowing from the World Bank? Why are we still borrowing from the IMF? Why should we pride ourselves that we have restructured the loans? And because we have restructured the loans, nombansaleni nakabili mbokele pachifulo because I restructured the loans. Chibeleshi.
Okay,
what should happen?
That's a very strong statement.
Chibeleshi, because the voters should not even tolerate that. Just restructuring loans. What we want to see, Andrew, what we want to see is a situation where your leaders are able to tell you that we are losing millions of dollars, Muma mines, and we lost this kind of money. Number we have managed to pay back our loans with the World Bank.
Okay.
How do you explain Namibia? But Namibia managed to pay Nkongole Shao. President Eke Lepofie, te 1 year Eke Lepofie Udamayo. 1 year I repeat Nkongole. Cash bullet payment. She pays. Here, baya ku Paris yabo, hello, Mzambia munamu. Babwela ku airport, abantu namba ku airport, tamu ku apokera bali ya ku Paris. Uyu afuma ku Paris, ma perfume fyaire mu kushitoyo. Olo mlea ku airport atu, atasa mu kupokerera.
Okay.
You don't do that.
Okay,
what we need to do now is to have a leadership that will be people-centered. Tuanakane chibeleshi, ukufuma ku ntungulushi. Ebo tuwavikile mu fifolo to help us. We are now the ones who are saying, like Trevor Lomba, why should Zambia be owing the World Bank? Na mkwate ndalama from the emeralds in Kitwe. Indalama shira kusaba kajem.
We hope you won't change, Mr. President, because these two terms, fixing and lack of leadership, we've heard them before. We hope you won't change. Let's accommodate more calls. The number that is showing on the screen is the number that gets you through as we get to accommodate the last batch of phone calls in the best interest of time. And we're also going to see if we can accommodate your text messages. So make sure that you drop them in so that we can get to interact. The number that is showing on the screen is the number that gets you through so that we can have the interaction right here. Call on the same number that is showing on the screen, and we're going to be more than glad to be on the other side of the line to just accommodate your calls. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on KBN TV.
Okay, you're speaking to Mr. Mulizia. Good evening, moderator.
Good evening. Thank you. Mr. Mulizia, you're calling us from where?
I'm calling you from Chilenje. Good evening, President Kalaba.
Good evening. That sounds like MCC Mulizwa.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm all right, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yes. So I'm calling to just complain about the overall energy crisis we've had since the UPND came in power. First, it's with electricity. In the last 10 years since they came, we've only had electricity for 1 year. We have struggled with load shedding for 3 years. We had the fake load shedding when they just came in, and they were blaming it on the PF. And then we went 2 years, that is 2024 and 2025, without electricity. And now we're also looking at the fuel situation that we've been struggling with. First, what they did was they removed the subsidy for fuel, and now we're buying fuel at a high cost. And now we're having shortages of fuel. So, if an economy is going to grow, the engineer of economic growth is energy. And if we're going to struggle as a nation with energy, we are going to struggle growing economically. And that is why we're looking forward to you, President Kalaba, to come and change this problem so that we may begin to grow and we might stop facing these small challenges like electricity and fuel. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. As we accommodate the next call. Hi, caller. Good evening. You're live on KBN TV. Hello. Good evening. Okay, seemingly we lost that one. You can please call back. The line is still the same. That very number that you're seeing on the screen. Open your dial pad and call that very number. Hello, caller. You're live on KBN TV. Good evening.
Good evening, sir, and how are you?
Very fine, thank you. What do we have on the line and where are you calling us from?
This is Nephews Kabwe calling from Bereshi.
Okay, bakabwe kumbereshi kulishani.
Kwena kumbereshi kwena kuli bwino sana fe kuli mutende.
Tuatasha mkwai. You can go ahead, Mr. Lama.
Ichipo efe cheka. Mkwai, natumina kwa tintashiba president wesu wa hali Kalaba. Bantu amawale gombesha sana.
Okay.
Adenga mwala kuonka sana wa president wa Kalaba. Ngamira ndire yabongo yero bale aggressive into confidence muri bena. Alengo kuba timba konke mo sana.
Okay.
So echo acha focus on finish mo kuri ba president wa Kalaba chakola ati other than politics wa president. Ma professional nshi oyo mwanya pafebe afie no tuishive ko fwe ba mitema sana ifo. Fwe bena mbereshi.
Okay. Tuatasha mkwai kongene npokutamba.
Natasha sana naini.
Thank you. Okay, we have another caller on the line. Hi caller, good evening. You're live on KBN TV.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Sorezi. I'm Judith Vlaya.
Okay, yes ma'am, you can go ahead by Judith.
Yes, I think let me speak in Kaonde that I can hear.
Not a problem, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Okay. President Kalaba atera kuna Sorezi. Tuena kusaka byadashi. Tuena kuimikira sana. Mambo wako bamba abe bantu bene kuti bepavera. So atera tena keba kwamba inje mwai yaka ku president. Mketu taripo bantu beno teza. Kuno kujima CDF, tuena kunga tuma CDF kukwe, CDF kukwe, bati ma CDF kukwe na kufika mafoni ni kubantu kena kufika bantu kena kusenda ni. Just to jama CDF bantu kena kusenda na CDF ni. So ba president, inye mwai yapo, atera kwa wakoma, inye ma CDF bantu, mke bapenga mambo amua, so pape na UPND, pana na joina, kipani kia Kalaba.
Oh, okay.
Sancho man.
Yes. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through. Oh my goodness. Well, we can accommodate, I think, 2, if not 3 phone calls, and then we're going to wrap it all up as we get to continue on this particular program. Remember that this program comes every other Tuesday immediately after the news, and it is sponsored by the citizens first. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on KBN TV.
Good evening. My name is Maggie. I'm calling from Livingston.
Maggie?
I'm calling from Livingston.
Oh, yes, please. You can go ahead, please.
Yes, I just want to say hello, Mr. Kalaba.
Good evening, Maggie. How is Livingston?
Livingston is fine, sir, but we are complaining. Life is very hard here in Livingston.
I can imagine, and it's a border town. I'm sorry.
It is very hard, and we are behind you. I just want to say, please don't let anybody intimidate you. We are rallying behind you, Mr. Kalaba. We want you to be president. We are hearing what you are saying. You have a good vision for this country. Your plans, we say, may God continue to keep you and to bless you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Maggie, for coming through.
Thank you so much.
And nobody will intimidate me. Be rest assured, yes, nobody can.
No, I like what you say, Chiveleshi.
You see, you stopped me saying I know Chiveleshi is a strong
President
word.
Kalaba is now being an influence.
Do you know, Andrew, what Chiveleshi means? Chiveleshi is just familiarity.
Or familiarity.
Yes, familiarity is not good.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I was just saying.
Just that it sounds so strong.
Yo Chiveleshi.
Okay. Let's accommodate the last phone call. I wish we could continue going on and on. We're going to accommodate the last phone call. Then we peruse through the inbox and see what we can accommodate. Hello, caller. Good evening. You're live on KBN TV.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, anene Helen Nalagwe kutumi kumbala.
Your name again?
Helen Nalagwe.
Yes, Helen.
Kutumi kumbala.
Okay. How is Mbala this evening?
Mbala is doing fine.
Okay, you can go ahead, please.
I just want to appreciate our president, Hali Kalaba, for what he's doing. Hello.
We're getting you.
Awe tukutaizia sana padi vanhu vino yakuomba ya Hali Kalaba hitu yatemwa tukuyalonda 2026 kuti yateke.
Okay.
Na MP kwene uyo kwene tumamuvotera tukuyayika pa Alfonso Mulenga tumayayika pa Chipuna.
Okay.
We love him so much. We love you, Harry Kalaba. We love you. We love you here in Mbala.
I'm coming very soon, Kumbaloko.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you too, people in Mbala. Thank you.
Right. That was the last phone call that we could accommodate this particular evening. You know, I wish we could go on and on, but you know, time has never been our best ally. But as we get to navigate through, before we get the reaction from the president, I've seen that the phone was buzzing. We've got some text messages here, and of course, I would just love to bring them out as we get to interact in this regard. So, President Kalaba, there's a message here that is coming out prominent that I just decided to say I should read it out to you. So there's a message here that is actually coming from the Copper Belt. It's coming from Mr. James, who is asking that, what are you going to do? Unlike just saying that, because we have heard that before. Politicians, you have sweet talk when you are in opposition, but all those ideas get to vanish when you come into power. What are you going to do? What are you going to do other than just removing by UPND? Okay, so that is another message that I just wanted you to tackle as we get to your reaction towards the phone calls that we have.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the writer of that message from the Copper Belt. What are we going to do? And we keep sweet nothings.
But seemingly you're just hell-bent on making sure that you move the people who are there.
No. Governance is life and death.
Okay.
There are people who have died in this country who could not have died if medicines in the hospitals were available.
Okay.
There are people who have died in this country who could not have died if that operation was done in time, but there was some delay because of some laissez-faire or because of lack of equipment. That mother giving birth died.
Okay.
Governance, we have seen today as you and I are speaking, there are people in jail who should not have been in jail. If our justice system was to be on the course of justice.
Okay.
Now, we are not coming just to seek for votes from our people without accounting for what we are saying. The CF has illustrated what it can do. We have said our blueprint is industrialization.
Okay.
We have said this country has got wealth. What it doesn't have, butungurushi.
Okay.
We have said we need to interrogate the mining sector because indalama tulelusa kuma mine shafula. Tulefwa tuambie kuyipangira fintu muno mwine mu Zambia. Pakutile nchito abana besu bakwate. Why should we 62 years after independence tulesta import ama soya chunks ku Tanzania?
Okay.
Why should we do that? And yet we grow soya beans. Chibinda abamba no kwakanya kuine akanye. We need to value add. Once we value add kuma soya chunks, kuma soya beans abama soya chunks. Once we value add ku sunflower yaba cooking oil, tambo kuipangira fueben. Once we begin value addition kuma mango, tambo kupanga mango juices, tambo kupanga mango jam, nishitwaishiwa. At we are graduating out of poverty.
Okay.
This is how China did it. But China insisted on industrialization. China kuno turi kuke BN kuno yania karingaringa itefu. Ikaringaringa should have even about 5 or 6 industries. Umwinenga bala panga mapatapata mukaringaringa, umwinenga mwali ba industry ya kupanga ma soya chunks, umwinenga mulapanga ma mango jam, umwinenga mulapanga ama belti, just mukaringaringa umwine pakutila ama youth sabengi bayingilako. Twali kwata ma raw materials.
Okay.
Ingombe shafe fulu kumumbwa, fulu kumungu, batule firu okubomfyo mukupo wa ngombe kupange nsapato. Ne nsapato yo ulusapato mfwele welamberesha lwapantwani kanolo lufumile pa Malawi. Yo i belt mfwele ifumile pa Tanzania. And yet these are things we can make here.
Okay.
Take time Andrew bana mayo pama weekends. Bala fwale ifitenge ifisuma. Nde mwana bamayo bana karo. Bayampiyosa kulupa na fwale ifitenge ifisuma. File ifitenge bafwele bamayo bana karo. Nga mwatumbe pchatu mwashtire kuibala miba tinashtire kuntwani kani. Pakongo. Pamukambo. Nishi mwala shtire ifitenge pamukambo. Nishi mwala shtire ifitenge pamwenda. When twalikweteka fiwe textiles muno Muzambia. Twalikwata abantu abali cotton abengi.
You are saying Mulungushi textiles.
Tabaisula. Again, ila shandu walileta last time na ishire. Mulungushi textiles tabaisula because wale ibonfia for politics. Okay. Nibanga ba ingishama shito Mulungushi textiles. They're using it for politics. If you was to don't say, when my elections at was from Mulungushi textiles. Therefore, kulandefi. Ichikaleto obunonshe mucharo cheso ni value addition ma industries elo ba CF twachitaka le discover kutila tetule panga kopa twaimba kopa but impolo shirefuma ku China chakana twaimba kopa abashimbana kopa twaimba kopa but ama ntwani kani ama nani ama electric cables elo South Africa twalikwata sandi mchalo muno kwe mwaya kumulobezi mwaya kusenanga kusesheke we have got sand and yet ama wind screens from South Africa. Why should we be importing wind screens? Somebody has to convince me. Okay. Because the science of making glass is easy. Just vitrify glass nangula mwe nokusungulisha glass, you expose it to 2000 degrees heat, the sand begins vitrifying yadapa kusungulika. That's the process of making glass. Bakaunda bali pangire mwale basaka bakaunda imoyo, bakaunda bakulu, bakaunda tabasambirire. But bakaunda bashasambirire. Bali pangire iyo glass factory ukapiri mposhi. Bakaunda bashasambirire. Bakaunda quality industry in Mongu where they are listening to us from right now. In Mongu we used to have an industry making mango juice. In Mongu.
Okay.
Why can't we have our own industries today? Making mango juices, making mango jam. Why can't we have that? It's because of a leadership. Because when they go to France, we have restructured the debt, we have increased the CDF. I'm a jokes fake eka. Number when you increase CDF, nishomtengo wabunga wabwela. You're in a CDF, what's your CDF? Not to from, we should take people seriously. And that is why we are coming. Today for about UPND bafumepo. Pesi abantu abatemo echalo nga ifwe pantu amachusho ya abantu natu ya mona.
All right.
But teka buluku the way they are keeping our country, the way they are looking after our country is sad. We can't continue on this.
We had calls here. I'm sure, though I could not, I don't understand Kaonde that much, but I think
they were complaining
that was a defection at last. I heard something like moving from the
Thank you to Asanta Mwane. Thank you so much for joining CF there in Solwezi. And tell others to please come. At Vintuni Wukiji. We want you to come quickly, join CF, and we make it bigger in Solwezi. I'll be coming actually. Is it this weekend? I'm celebrating my Easter holidays. My Easter week. I'll be in Solwezi.
Okay.
So I am coming, Madam Bulanda, to see you.
Okay, thank you very much. There's someone who wanted to know, aside from you being a politician, what are some of the credentials that you have on your shoulders?
Me, I'm a technocrat. Yes, I will tell you that I was not born a politician.
Okay.
No, I have got a master's degree in business administration. I've got a degree from Makerere University. I've got a diploma from Israel in human resource management. And I worked in the civil service for 10 years. I'm a technocrat, I worked in the Ministry of Lands. I worked in the Ministry of Works and Supply that time. Roads Department, Buildings Department, Government Printing Department. I worked at government printers. So I have done that before, and I was running some private business there in Luapula province. So there are a number of things that I've been doing outside politics, but for now, I'm a politics to alasenda as the main thing that wabale keriava. Because not to shwata ma politics, emlef manobo naushi, emlef manemfwa, emlef mano utosha, my business ama Zambians, my politics. Because in England I call as a civil servant, and I used to see it.
Okay.
As a civil servant, you don't have the powers. Elo ama civil servants badi chola muisakamana. And there is when civil servants in the civil servant, I know how much you suffer. When muntu walingirenga bu teacher, wangena diploma, wakwata degree, but they're still giving you money at a diploma level.
Okay.
When muntu likapokola, pan to fear ule bombesha ba boss wale kumfila jealousy ati yo le ya ku tule kutwala ku rural area. Fiance fitu kasa mu control na tufishiba. Elongani mwebo mwema doctors na nurses we mibe pa ufati yo twalingisha 30,000 15,000 health practitioners. Don't worry, because ni establishment. In fact no kuchepa na mchepa, because we have got a lot of clinics today. Na mkwata ma doctors yabenga ma doctors aba puisha mulimo wabo, but bali filo kubatuma mumaro eras to go and work.
Under 2 minutes, President Kalaba. The camera is there. Tell the people. Tell that person who is watching us this time. The reason why they should vote for you come the 13th of August. Time is up, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
You have 2 minutes.
I want to tell our people there, and I'm telling you, the marketeers there, imwema ruma markets, mwaba shindika, pafula, imwema yango drivers, mumu nefyo mle chula, mumi karire yenu, kwati yangu, yaba kwati fia free fie bantu tetuwe muntu fume kuchirenje uleya kumatero at 45 kwacha kwanga loko, but fio balelo ndachira bushiku mama yango drivers are still struggling. Mama minibus drivers, I hear you ninchiba ukutila muleri pirendera makulu ba ma UPND cadres yonse nga mulelonga kufunya pala ponga 50 kwacha 70 kwacha muleba pela yonse ali ama jokes na tuyeshiba bantu buteko bweso waposa amano kubafuma kunse tabaposa amano kuli imwe mwebafula nomba nje sheni elo nokumana mwalamu nokutira kanshi pafu abantu pashala abantu kuli imo wachirafilo okuchita to go through nimba phone yawo.
Yes, it's still buzzing. Yes.
For those of you who want to talk to me, number yandi ni 0977 77 91 33. Niba majoro mtakuwa nishima watu mina 0977 77 91 33. Kabili kuti mwatuma 0977 43 22 11 0977 43 22 11. Nangu mwale foku imina bu MP bu kansela bu mayor kuti mwatumina ba Martin Kalaba 0977 89 64 25 0977 89 64 25 na total.
Thank you very much.